Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever here, once again, staring down at the city of Revergrad in a pause state, because I keep forgetting to turn it on episode after episode. I often turn off my recording software just for life purposes in general, and then I pause the game to get it all set up and turned on and tested, and forget to turn it on. So anyway, a couple things. One is we have completed our stations here, so we can now start importing. You can see here comes a steel truck stuff into this area. I would like to, in this episode, start laying out a steel mill, and at the same time, the only other, particularly maybe it's newsworthy, I named this after the Polish word for like crossing, which is actually like Prishnik or something like that. So we got Prishnik North and Prishnik South. So sorry for all of you Polish people who can actually say that word. And then I've named this they gave this one a new town name, Lumbriska. That's not the name they gave it, but so I'm thinking maybe what we could do is start like a lumber area up in this zone. You know, it's kind of hilly, and I think the lumber works out if you have a particularly hilly area. Now, another thing to say that we're going to want to do, and it's taking like longer and longer for them to complete the roads, but once they do, I want to try a little bit of an experiment in the fact that can we actually even build up here, or is it just too far away for them to bus? Like, in other words, if I say build me a construction zone here, you know, can I even do that where you require people? Like, the reason I'm getting away with this road is because there's no people on it yet, because they have a piece of equipment. It's not building now just because they don't have gravel, but you can see it's building and they're not busing anyone in. Matter of fact, like, oh, geez, I hit the wrong key again. You know, there is a bus here, but this is not, there's no assigned workers. You can even see the warning up there, but it still works because certain constructions don't actually require people, which is good because then you can push your roads further and further. The problem is, can you actually build up here? And if we can't, you know, then we're going to have to build another city somewhere closer. So then the question is, could we even build here in Lumbriska, or would we want to go and start another city by Prishnik, north or south? And I'm thinking of north because, and actually it probably wouldn't be Prishnik north. It would probably be, you know, like over in this area where we would kind of have a nice farm set up over here. So, you know, because we can actually probably have a farm set up, maybe even put a farm up here possibly. Or, you know, we might even end up with, we could possibly have two farms over here. So, yeah, because we can go kind of all the way over into this area. I know it gets a little bit hilly, but, yeah, we could do some terrain modifying. But so anyway, so I want to keep pushing towards, you know, at this point, buying imports from here may be something that we could do, but I would certainly want to get, you know, an import yard that's like really close, you know, certainly a lot closer, because our first imports at this point, I mean, we only have the gravel here, and there's no point in importing gravel to there, so we'd have to set up a little, you know, set up like this maybe where we can import. Or do we just keep plowing away? Like, once we have steel, do we just not worry about imports at all? Maybe that's the way to go. We'll just use that for exporting. Okay, so I've said all that. I would like to come back here and expand on our facilities. Now, something that I've learned is that, and this explains to me, I haven't really actually tested it myself. Maybe I will. I think at some point I may start making some tutorials, just because I think a lot of people don't understand how things work, and I don't understand every single little behind the scenes thing for sure. The trucks, if you notice, the trucks are going around this way, which was really annoying me when I was trying to do construction, because this if I put them here, they would drive like down this road and all the way over and around here and then like come to the concrete plant. So they would, what's that, like 4 times the distance or something? Yeah, here's the concrete plant. So what I want to try to do is this. I think it's the number of nodes. Like every time you connect a house, it considers it a length of road, and it doesn't actually consider that this road is, 3 times as, well, 20 times as long as this little section of road between these two buildings, if that makes sense. So I think this is why they're using this road, which is good because, they're sort of not driving. There's not a whole lot of truck traffic through the center of town. And if you're trying to do construction, it's a little bit frustrating. So, having said that, and the reason that I said it is, we're going to have to, or we're going to want to, create a little town up here, right? And I'm going to let the time run, though I may pause it at some point here, because I still want to get more rubles, because I think the next thing I want to do is create a whole new construction crew that can work here while we have another, we only don't have one construction crew that's like a full crew. So I want to get a whole new full crew so we can work on 2 things at once, which would be like a whole new day. So having said that, in order to get the steel, I want to lay out where we would have a power plant, because then I can lay out where we would put our town, and then that may or may not influence exactly where we put our steel mill. How does that sound? And I don't plan on getting into this too much, just, I'm not going to get all the details worked out, but I want to come back over here and see, that's energy related. I just clicked on that because my brain decided to click on that. So see, I think we get, if you notice the little squares, let's zoom in, the little squares versus the big squares I think matter. So trying to get this guy right where he's got the most big squares, I think is important. Like, in other words, I think we're almost better off potentially like putting them like right here. See how yeah, you know what, we're going to do that for a couple reasons. One, it's kind of closer to the steel mill. And 2, it is a little bit lower, not in the hills so much. Let me put on the wire frame. Yeah, see, we can come out this way a little bit easier. So I'm going to face the conveyor down this way. And I'm going to try to make that as green as possible, yet still maybe pick up a little bit from behind us without losing this green here. Alright, so what am I pointing at? I can't really see. Let's get our levelly tool and just, oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Now I don't even know where I was at. It was right up in here. And I just did it again. Yeah, so I don't want to put them up on that hill right there. That's what I was afraid of right there. Alright, so, oh, I wasn't even there anyway. I was up here. Right, let's try this again. And I'm paying for that with rubles. Genius. Yeah, I really wish they would take that off and remember. So if the Debs happen to watch my videos, oh look, we have more over. Oh, is that even better? No. But I don't think we want to build something here, do we? So let's just. Oh, we need a free bulldozer. Don't we have a free bulldozer? I don't even know if we have a bulldozer in this crew. No, we don't. The bulldozer's all the way up there. But we have, yeah, you know what? We just talked about a new crew, right? So let's Boy, it feels so different being able to spend money. Oh, look, we got a new excavator. It does 25, speed level 20. No. Yeah, we'll go with speed. All right. So now, that feels so relieving in a sense. Now, the other side of me, you know, this is having rubles, even a few, it's going to change my, you know, what we can do so much. It's going to change the whole nature of the game to me. So that means I could probably cheat it this way, other than, would we ever want to put a second one, which would mean maybe we tuck this guy like back a little bit further, just so we don't interfere with the other guy. And then that means, yeah, I can't really see too well, but let's do a little bit of over leveling. So we do have to get people in here, you know. Not too many. Yeah, that makes me want to tilt this a little bit so I can get that road out. Yeah, like that. Because I'll still be able to put my conveyor at an angle. All right, so there we go. So now I do want to just put a road in so that nothing, at least get it. Yeah, see, that's good. Yeah, we'll be able to get a road right out of there one way or the other. This is a little bit steep that way. We'll see. All right, so if we had that, where is town? You know, I'm talking about town maybe being there. So what I want to do is when we build this power plant, get it so that town is within walking distance of the power plant. So what we'll do is, I'm not sure, can we just go to here to get a gauge on how far a conveyor could go? Like, no, see, it's sort of, yeah, see, I wish it would say, oh, you can't go this far, because there are limits to how long it can be, but it just doesn't. Like, it would be nice if it told you the distance, and then you would know that that wasn't a good distance. But because this is where I would probably get coal for our cement plant, right? What I want to do is build an aggregate storage here. There it is. Small one. And so that would be like this. And I would say we should probably, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like that's up the hill from here. So could we get a conveyor to say here, which is sort of a much, you know, much further down the hill. So let's see. Yes. Rather expensive one, but that will be good. Yeah, because the road can then come out like right here. Ooh, I might even be able to sneak a road. Can I get through there? Nah, but I bet you I could get through here maybe. All right, well, that's for a future day. Like, I don't mean to get the whole, I'm not as worried about the power plant aspect of this or the cement plant as I am worried about the thing. So now, you know, we can go at least this distance. But I kind of want to put that power plant, well, really not that far off of here. So this guy is going to have to have like, well, not have to, but I think we would put like this guy wherever we wanted relative. Yeah, I think we'll put a town right here. Give you an idea of the scale. Like we would need an area like this big. You know, so if we had an area like that big centered around here, then if we were to put the power plant up in this area, I think we'd still be pretty close to that. We just wouldn't want to block the road for this guy too much. So let's do this. Let me just put that in there. And we'll put this in there, just dirt roads, don't cost us anything, just so that we can see. Construction, energy, power plant. Yeah, we'd want to spin it so that the entrance, unfortunately, I don't know why the power plant doesn't have people doors. So now the problem would be we're going to have a conveyor right here. We'd almost want it a little further. Yeah, let's do this a little further this way, like say there. The thing I'm going to do is get rid of that hill that's like right to the right of this thing. I think that'll make it. Yeah, so we're kind of building up. And the reason for that is we'll be able to put the road. At some point it's going to yell at me like too steep. Yeah. It wasn't exactly what I intended, but we can. Again, I'm just going to smooth out this way a little bit so that we. Make sure we have a little buffer around it. I think that'll be okay. We can always fiddle with it. And again, we can always delete it here. All right, so the reason for all of that is that we want to, somewhere like this, a little bit further away actually. Well, no. Let's go a little bit. Yeah, a little bit further away, just so that we can get a road in there. All right, so now let's see, can we, oh, I did it the wrong way. By the way, I hit escape to make sure I didn't hit anything underneath of it. And Brian, one of my favorite commenters, has pointed out, use this demolish button whenever you, that's really probably a better habit than trying to delete with the delete thing, and then you poke right through that screen and when it says are you sure. All right, so that was a wonderful place, other than I had this backwards. You know what, if I put that there, yeah, you know what, let's do this and see. And now we're going to do it like a little further away, because hopefully we'll have a little bit bigger conveyor and we could squeak a road underneath of it. So let's come over to here and just see, can we get a road? No. So really though, do we even want a road there? Can we get a road out of this is the bigger question. See, now that's the other problem. All right, so this just doesn't work. So I got rid of both. Yeah, I wish that this road wasn't so close to these. I don't know why they did that. But what I want to do is maybe we square this guy up a little bit more and hope that that other conveyor, go a little bit further away even, All right, so now conveyor. Well, let's confirm. Can we get a road? Yeah, there you go. So that little bit of extra distance means that there was enough to get a road past there. So we could do something like that, and then this guy will be able to attach. Can this guy get out? See it. It's its own worst enemy, and it's just because they. Hopefully they'll put something there. So we just may pay for that with dollars or rubles, whatever's appropriate. But it's just because, well, I guess you could, no, you would have to build it and then demolish. Yeah, I guess, well, let's do that. We could build it and then we could demolish the little dirt road, right? And then, well, let's see, we'll even let us do that. Sometimes the order matters. So now we build it. Now we're going to come back in here. And then we're going to say, okay, I want to build a... Yeah, okay. We should be able to get away with that. Okay. We'll try that. Because again, I'd like to try to get everything built naturally. I don't know if that's the right word, naturally. But there we go. So we could build that and that. And then... yeah, we would probably have like a road coming down. Yeah, that's... it's not going to let me edit that too much more. I didn't want to do that, did I? Well, I don't know. That's not a little bit of an accident, but so was my little brother. All right. Yeah, and then I think what I would do eventually is see if I couldn't sneak like a road more directly to the cement plant. Can I get up through here? Yeah, see what I mean? Like, we could get a road right up through there. Let's try not to destroy anything on our... yeah. So we could possibly get a road that would somehow make its way over to this gravel thing. Now, this gravel thing is not attached yet to... there we go, though. That would work. Now the question is, there's only one connection there. Do we actually want to put in another one? Like this is an aggregate storage, but do we want to put in like another loading area? Because like what we could do is something like this. Would that be where I would put it? I'd probably put it back further this way. Yeah, I think I want to... it'll be a little bit more money, but in the long run, I don't think you get any of your resources back. So what I'm doing there is we will allow for a truck loading like say right here. See that? So now we could have another, I'll put another dirt road in for, just so we can see where it would go. So that truck loading could come down here. So if we ever wanted to get coal, and the reason for this would be, you know, you get too much activity in that area. I don't know if I'd worry about that much. Yeah, to heck with it. It was a good idea, but I think we're just making it more we're worrying about tomorrow's problems. And I think the fact is we know we could do it if we would have to bust that conveyor up. Unfortunately, that would mean shutting our power plant down unless we came up with some other way of dealing with that. But in the meantime, we'll have a relatively expensive conveyor going there, and then let's head back to the roads. All right, so I'm comfortable with that. Will work fine for town. And we want to click this. There we go. There we go. So we'll work on that more. That's just sort of like a future plan. And then we'll jam our town right in here, even if that means having our main road where we want people to use off to the, this is north, so off to like the south a little bit more. We may cut through there. All right, well, having said that, this is where we're going to put town. So let's create a road that will be, yeah, I think town may hedge up towards this, because we might, if we have to, we could put some houses there. So let's create like an intersection. Off of this road. Right? And then, yeah, and then we'll actually go further north. I kind of want to level that. So let's get a shopping center. Shopping center might be nice to level with. Oops, I went too close. Far as we can shopping center level that direction, but that's fine. We can always delete that little piece of road. Yeah, so when people complain about, oh, the leveling doesn't work, and it's just, there's kind of always a way to do things in this game, you know? Seems that way. Not always. I mean, but they're still working on it too. So, all right. So we're not going to build right up in that area, but I can get a number of houses in that area. So let's come over here and delete this back a little bit, and then. I'm going to take the shopping center. Let's turn the shopping center this way. Now again, if you can see right where my cursor is, I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to do that. don't click when it's green or else you plant the damn thing. We'll just go as close as we can with that. That'll be good enough. Okay, so it likes all that. I didn't want an actual shopping center, so I'm going to come back here with my level tool to sort of make that look a little more natural. All right, so now let's get an idea of, you know, if I had like 2 streets worth of flats. Okay, let's build this road. Like up to there, say. And then 2 streets worth of flats going this way. All right, go all the way around. Now, see, we're lining up with the street better. Are we? Not quite. Let's go around one more time. And now we're lining up. Yeah, where the whole road turns red in one shot. So we'd say like there, and then you want to leave, you know, at least a block in between them. Let's go spin this around this way because I have a feeling I went the wrong way. Yeah. Like, in other words, so I'll leave like that much. Yeah, it's probably not quite enough. Yeah, so we're going to leave like a full block in between those arrows, you know? Good. So now we have, this is where I would put that. And then I don't like the way that is. Just a little bit too janky. I won't. All right, so let's go back to roads. Perfect. So now, yeah, this town's never going to be that big, and if it is, we'll worry about other streets further down the road. So here, I think what I would do, oh, wrong button. So let's put our grocery store like with like a row behind it, enough that we could get a path in. And I think I spun around the wrong way, right? Let's see. Can't really see what I'm doing. Let's go around one more time, which is I think where I was. Oh, did it build one there? Yeah, the paths don't need as much room. Okay, so we're going to have a store there, or a grocery store. We'll have a regular store. These can be close to each other. I think they're in line. Pretty close. And then we'll have a pub. And that'll put those things the closest for people. Pub just being small will usually fit right in. And then let's go for, they're going to need a cinema. Yeah, see the cinema. Yeah, we'll put the cinema. Why don't we put it this way, just to be a little different. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? So we'll have a road. into this big old hill. Let's get another shopping center flattening going. Can we get that in there? No. How about a little bit smaller? So that's a little bit higher than I would want. So if we get it a little bit down there, and then sorry about that. Not what I wanted. Take my time a little bit more. So what I want to do is just get enough room, because I think we'll put the firehouse down in this area, sort of. What? You don't want to level that? Oh, are you near the road? Is that my... Okay. So yeah, that dropped that down too far, but that's okay. It was all sort of part of the plan. So we'll just do some... Again, this stuff doesn't have to be perfectly flat. If you make it flatter, then it will level a little bit better. Well, and buildings will fit together a little bit better, you know. Oh, look, I got 2 free excavators now. And then we can just come in and take out the goofinesses, make it look a little bit smoother so we don't have those yellow. So that's a big drop off there. That's, yeah, see how you get these dips where you already have the building, but that's good if you want to lock it into place. All right, so now we also need some sporting events for these people. Yeah, we would have a road coming out this way, but I think I would either bring it, you can either go into town. Yeah, let's turn it this way. I think there'll be, yeah, so let's put it like here. So that'll give them some sporting. And then if we give them a fire station, I think I would put it kind of down on the main road, you know, which will allow the firehouse guys to get out, you know, and get down to Steel Town if there's a fire. And because the pub ends right here and the firehouse ends right there, why don't we put another road, you know, like this way. It's pretty straight with the grid. And then I'm going to actually, yeah, I'm going to demolish this one. Good. So that'll all be one construction project. And let's demolish. They all don't have to be one construction project. I just don't want 72. Oh yeah, that's, you know what, we'll do this one afterwards. You know, so we'll build this road, then we'll build this one, then we'll build this one. You get the idea. And then we'll put our houses back up in here. And then this whole area, you know, like a few blocks away will be for residential, which means that the furthest we'd want our steel mill stuff is down here. So now 40 minutes and we haven't gotten into, let me put a cut, well, let's go a little bit longer, and then, you know, we probably will have a part A and part B, but let's start getting, I want another, even if we don't build it right away, but I think what we want, if you take a look at iron, you know, we have good iron in a lot of this area. But if you look, the iron's not quite so good right on this end, you know, like it's better. And let's zoom out a little bit and then look down a little more. Zoom out a little more. You know, like the iron's like better back in here and not so great, not too bad there, but you know, the iron's best back in here, maybe even over this way. But if we take a look at coal, I think the coal is best. Yeah, see, the coal's not very good over here. It's okay. You know, this is actually kind of a bit of a hot spot. But the coal is actually like really good kind of over here, you know? So where would we put an iron? I don't want see, that would be a good spot for the iron. I don't think these things conflict with each other. So let's get the iron in. We want to kind of zoom in. So, I mean, I think it would be nice if the iron was hot right where the iron was hot. Yeah, why don't we put it like this area? And let's see what that area looks like with the grid. Looks steep. So what I want to do is, can we kind of level off a spot a bit lower? Can we dig with both excavators, level spot a bit lower? All right, now is that enough to get this guy to, that's iron ore processing. What, are you going to get fuel or something? All right, let's fast forward him while he gets fuel. Okay. So now, is that where we want it to be? Kind of up and to the right a little bit, right? Yeah. It would kind of be nice if you could know how much you know, like percentage wise this guy would get. I mean, I guess that's part of the challenge, but it would still be nice to know that. So we're just going to make him a bit more of a landings just so I don't feel like he's sitting in a bird's nest on a hill, you know? All right. To me, that seems like a pretty reasonable place. Now we're going to have to get a road out of here, so let's make sure we can do that. Now the good thing about this road is that it's not really going to be a hauling road. We just have to be able to get people up in here. So hopefully, let's take a look at our, where we would put our gravel mine. Coal mine, sorry. Yeah, see the coal mine, you know, either up here or up here. Yeah, I mean, up, can we get it up there? So let's see, let's take and just get some level tools so we can, oh geez. I see a plan coming. Let's try to lower this. Nah, that doesn't like to be lowered. Let's make it level enough. Could we get our, there you go. I think you guys can see what's coming, right? Push this guy right back in there. Slowly. Ever so slowly. Let's see if we spin him around. That'll be the way he ends up actually going. Yeah, because he's picking up a fair amount now. He's just having to eat into the side of this mountain. Let's try a little bit of an experiment. Can we do it faster? Can we get like another, like slightly bigger? Concrete plant's kind of huge. Cement plant, yeah, so we can't do that one, but nah, what I'm wondering is, like, will the gravel quarry go into there faster? Let's zoom in. Nah. Oh, but we're getting back into dirt. Well, that's good. Yeah, so let me just go back to this because it's, yeah, that's not real exciting, is it? All right, well, let me finish placing this guy back a little bit further into the hill, and then we'll call this an episode. It's about 50 minutes, is plenty long. And then when we come back, we'll finish up getting the steel mill placed, you know. But then that'll give me time to sit here and just hold this button down and get this guy where we want him, you know. I won't do any more. All right, I'll talk to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. You know, have a good day and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.